frequent asked question is one of them is like, what are golden signal of SRE? So whenever we think about SRE, then what we need to more focus? We need to more focus on these things like latency, traffic or a throughput, error, and the saturation. Okay, so again, what it define the health indicator. Health indicator for what? For website, app, and API. What exactly, how it's behaving as per user point of view. So if some user try to access your website and it's slow, that means something not working fine. If it is little slow, user might leave the website and jump to other website. To recover this or to tackle this situation, we have golden signal of SRE, and that mostly focus on latency, traffic or a throughput, error, and saturation. Okay, so let's understand in a very basic language what is latency. So latency means how fast it is. So I'm just taking an example. Let's assume you went to the restaurant and you order one burger. So once you place the order and food arrived to you, that is called latency. Means when you requested and response come back to you as a burger, that is called latency. So latency in this layman term, if I talk about the time taken to respond a request. So whenever you click to the website, how much time it take to response back to you with the home page or with the anything which you are requested for. So in a tech term, you can say if you logged in and time until page load is equals to latency. So if you have the Facebook and you log into the Facebook, so how much time it's taking to authenticate and give it the home page to you? Yeah, means your profile page, or you might be having the YouTube or any other things. So that is called latency. So why it's matter? Because if it is low latency means app feel very fast. Low latency means the response time is very less, and high latency means this app feel very slow, means user might get frustrated. Let's assume you just put your credential on the Facebook and it's rolling and rolling and rolling and you are not getting a response. So you might frustrated and this and you leave the website and you say, okay, it might not working. But the user don't know why it's not working in the background. So it's always important, even if something eventually work, slow is always called bad or a broken. That means I know it's working from our side, but because of the server issue or CPU or memory is not compatible to hold that much processing, so it's getting slow. But application is working, so that means user don't understand, right? Like why it's not working and why it's getting slow. That's our responsibility to tackle. So yeah, so this is about the latency. Now the second term is called throughput or a traffic. Means how much it's happening. How much it's happening means throughput actually number of requests per second. That means what? Let's understand the basic term. So how many customer enter to a store per minute? Okay. So what exactly it mean? Let's assume you have one timer and you are just looking how many customer can enter to my store in 1 minute. That means what it's exactly showing. Okay, these number of customer can enter to my uh, store and my store is still have some space. That is called throughput. So in tech term, you can say how many users are using your app, how many API requests per second. So how many login requests coming to your website in 1 second, how many users is using your app in 1 second. So these are the things matter. Why it's matter? It's matter because if you have high throughput means many users, sudden spike can overload your system. Let's assume you have a system with a 4 GB RAM and uh, two CPU, a two core CPU, and that system can hold only 100 user per minute. But suddenly you got 200 user request in 1 minute, so it might broke your system, and you might get alert. Okay, that the particular application is not working fine for other 100 users. So in normal example, if I consider, let's assume you have normal situation when you have 100 users per minute, but in sale time, let's assume we have a big billions day sale or a great Indian festival sale. That time you got 10,000 requests per minute. That means system will struggle to handle this, and it might shut down your application because of high number of users, and the system can't hold it. So that is all about the throughput. So what exactly throughput is? How many number of requests coming to your system per minute and how much it can hold. Okay, the third one is error. What exactly error means? How often does it fail? That means, see, whatever code we write, it's not like it's working always and always and always. There are some point of time it might get failed. So how often it's fail? That also we need to consider. So for that, let's assume we have error request that fail. So simple example, a restaurant give a wrong order or say sorry, kitchen is down. So that's one of the request. So whenever we went to a restaurant and give something wrong order, so what we need to say? Okay, sorry, kitchen is down. In tech term, let's assume we have the 500 error or a login failed or the payment not processed. These are the issue generally happen. So why it's matter? Because user don't know why it failed. They only know it didn't work. Correct? That's the fact, right? So the common SRE view, if a system with 1% error can still be healthy, means out of 100, if you get one error, we consider it as a healthy. But a system have a 20 error, that is on fire. That means what? Let's say we got 100 requests and 20 requests we are responding as an error. So what people will think? Like people will think this system is not working. Correct? Again, if I give an example, uh, just day-to-day basis, what we go to a shop and we ask something, but that thing is not available in that shop. So what we think? We go back again, again, and again after 5, 6 times. If still we are getting response as not available, then sixth or seventh time we stop visiting to that shop. So that is exactly the error. So if customer will come to your website and found the error by the login page itself, next time it will come again found the same error. Third time it will come again found the same error. So what customer will think? Okay, that website is not working fine, so let's switch to other website. Okay, so that is called error. What is called saturation? Saturation is like how full is the system. So let's assume you have a capacity. Okay, so according to that capacity, you consider, okay, 100 requests can come to my server and it hold it properly. So when it reaches to the 80%, that means you have a threshold at 80, and you have to decide you need to create another system which can hold next other request, or you have to go with the same system. So that is called saturation. So if I talk about exactly what it is, so saturation is how close you are at maximum capacity. So in a simple example, if you say you have a bus, that empty bus, that means low saturation. A standing room only, that means high saturation. That means all the seats filled and you have only standing rooms left. People can't get inside. That is called system break. That means what? Bus is completely packed and somebody want to come inside. There is no much space to come inside the bus. So that is called system break completely. In tech term, what we can say, the CPU uses, the memory uses, the disk space, the database connection. These all we have to set where to move and how to move. If CPU utilization exceed 80%, then other requests should move where and how we can transit that request. Similarly for the memory users and disk users as well. Why it's matter? Let's assume we have high saturation. System is about to slow down or crash, right? Let's assume you have already 100% filled. That means what next request will come, it might be slow down that request or it will crash it. So it is early warning sign we can say. So whenever it reaches to 80%, then we have to send the alert. Okay, that particular system reached to 80%. What next? What next step we have to do? So that is the main thing. So how exactly all these work together? That is also very important. So again, the signal latency means, is it fast? That means if you are sending request, getting response fast or not. Throughput means how much load is there. Error means how often it's getting failed. And saturation means, is it about to fail or not? Like it's reached to 80%, 90% or not, like that. So if I talk about example scenario, so throughput means many users, saturation means CPU almost full, latency means page loading slowly, and error means timeout. You got it right? So these are the scenario you can say. If you have a high throughput, that means many users, saturation is on peak means CPU almost full, high low latency means what exactly? Page is loading slow, error means getting timeout, and uh, a new request is not responding properly. This tells a scale now or a system will crash. So if you have such any of such situation, then you have to scale it, else your system might get crashed. Okay. So again, in a real-time example, latency means how long food can take. Throughput means customer per hour, how many customer can visit your restaurant per hour. And the error means wrong or missed order, how many times you get. And the situation means kitchen at top capacity means what? Already all cooked are busy to make food, and there is no uh, cook is in a standby mode, so somebody will give a request and they start making food. Okay, so again, why SRE love golden signal? That's the big question. Because they focus on user experience, correct? Why? Because let's assume you have a user request and that user is not getting response fast. So definitely that user experience will not up to the mark. They are simple but very powerful. Again, these terms are very simple, like latency, throughput, errors, and saturation is very simple term, but it's very powerful, and we have to always consider these all four parameter whenever we are creating any infrastructure for application, API, or a website. And they help to detect problem before complaint, correct? So if you have a high throughput, if you have a high saturation, that all alert will get it through the mail or through any Slack channel and all. So these all about the golden signal of SRE, and I think you understand it very well. And if you have any doubt, please comment it down. I will try to answer this question.